Wow, family. Today we have to unpack something that truly captures the deep hypocrisy and the sheer audacity of certain corners of the royal establishment. Can you believe it? We are talking about Prince William being forced, yes, forced, to come to terms with what they're calling a great loss, because Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, has been cut out of future royal plans. Oh, the drama! They act like they're shocked Harry won't be around to hold William's hand as he stumbles toward the throne. But let's really dive into this because there is so much more beneath the surface. First off, they make it sound as if Harry has somehow betrayed them, that he's turned his back on his so-called royal duty, when in reality Harry did what any sane, brave and self-respecting man would do. He protected his wife, he protected his children, and he protected his own mental health. This is a man who spent years under the harshest scrutiny, being dragged, belittled and used as a convenient scapegoat for every royal mishap or tabloid circus. Harry didn't just walk away from a job, he escaped an institution that thrived on his pain. Yet here they are, crying about a loss. How about the loss Harry endured for decades, the loss of his mother, the loss of privacy, the loss of his own narrative? That's the real tragedy. They say William is now very unlikely to rely on Harry for advice when he becomes king. Oh, please. Since when did William listen to anyone other than the courtiers whispering poison in his ear? They want us to believe William ever saw Harry as a true partner, an equal, or a friend in this archaic royal scheme. The truth is, Harry was always the spare, a convenient backup, a shield, a decoy. And now that Harry has freed himself, William is left to finally face the spotlight alone. And you know what? That's a good thing. Harry has outgrown that small, restrictive box. He has grown into a global leader in his own right, a champion for mental health, veterans, the environment, and community empowerment. He didn't need to be propping up a crumbling system. He needed to be building his own path, hand in hand with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, a woman of courage, intelligence, and unwavering grace. They claim Harry would have played a role similar to Princess Anne's, the ever-loyal sibling supporter. But what do they fail to mention? Anne was never tormented the way Harry was. Anne was never chased through tunnels by paparazzi, was never the target of relentless racism and hate, was never stripped down in public narrative to a caricature. Harry was supposed to stand there forever, smiling, nodding, watching his brother reap all the praise while he endured the cuts and bruises behind the scenes. Instead, he chose love. He chose life. He chose to be a husband and father first. Jenny Bond, oh Jenny, the same so-called expert who seems to be on every daytime panel, tells us this is a great loss for William. I think the great loss here is that William lost the opportunity to grow into a real brother. He lost the chance to support Harry instead of competing with him, undermining him, and standing by while the British media tore Meghan apart. William is apparently so heartbroken, yet we've seen no public defence of Harry and Meghan when they needed it most. We saw a man more concerned with preserving his image and keeping the royal machinery oiled than with showing compassion. He was silent when Meghan was driven to the brink. He was silent when Harry spoke his truth in interviews and documentaries. That silence speaks louder than any forced family photo ever could. Now they say William is going to modernise the monarchy, as if that tired phrase still holds any weight. Modernisation? You mean inviting the same toxic tabloids into the palace for a pint? You mean performing superficial gestures while the institution remains rooted in outdated, elitist traditions? Spare me. And let's talk about the insult of ignoring Harry's service on Armed Forces Day. This is a man who gave a decade of his life to the military, who served on the front lines in Afghanistan, who started the Invictus Games to empower wounded veterans worldwide. And yet, they couldn't even include him in a basic social media post. The level of pettiness is astounding. It's as if they'd rather erase his sacrifices than acknowledge he is still a prince, a veteran and a leader in his own right. Meanwhile, they're talking about bringing in Zara Tindall to take on royal racing duties. You'd think these people are drafting fantasy football teams, picking whoever looks glamorous or can trot along in a horse race. This is the same family that criticises Harry and Meghan for forging their own path. Yet they're scrambling to fill the void Harry left with horses and photo ops. And they talk about a giggle with Zara and Mike. Let me tell you something. No amount of giggling can hide the fact that the firm has lost its brightest star. Harry's authenticity, his natural charisma, and his human warmth cannot be replicated. Meghan's grace, intelligence, and humanitarian focus cannot be manufactured in a palace PR office. They say William has accepted this loss, but deep down they know it's not just a loss, it's an existential crisis for the monarchy. The Sussexes represent a new way forward. Transparency, compassion, genuine service, and global impact. They are redefining what it means to be royal, and that terrifies the old guard. The British press would rather pretend Harry is bitter and lost. They want to show him as some exiled figure, alone and miserable. But the reality? He is thriving. He has a loving wife by his side, beautiful children, and a meaningful life in California. He is surrounded by people who love him for who he is, not for the title he carries. And Meghan? Oh, let's talk about Meghan. She has been their favourite punching bag for years, yet she remains unbowed. Every smear campaign only strengthens her resolve. Every hit piece only makes her more beloved to those who see the truth. Together, Harry and Meghan are building something real, something lasting, something that goes beyond cheap tabloid fodder and ceremonial titles. William can keep his committees, his symbolic gestures, and his horse races. Meanwhile, the Sussexes are changing lives, inspiring millions, and rewriting the narrative of what it means to serve. That is real power. That is real royalty. It's truly tragic that William couldn't see his brother as an equal partner and friend instead of a threat. He chose the institution over his own family, and now he must live with that. But let's be clear. Harry did not lose anything. He gained everything. He gained freedom, love, authenticity, and peace of mind. He gained the ability to look his children in the eye and tell them he stood up for what was right. And no amount of orchestrated palace PR can ever take that away from him. So as they spin these stories of great loss, remember who really lost. The monarchy lost Harry, the people's prince, the bridge to a new generation. The monarchy lost Meghan, a woman of true global influence and compassion. They lost the chance to evolve from within. Instead of learning and embracing this new path, they chose to cling to outdated structures and empty rituals. But Harry and Meghan are living proof that you don't have to stay stuck in a toxic system to make a difference. You can step away, chart your own course, and still serve. In fact, serve even more deeply and truthfully. Prince William forced to accept great loss as Prince Harry cut out of future royal plans. The Prince of Wales is now very unlikely to be able to rely on Harry for advice when he becomes King Prince. William is preparing for his future role as king without the support of his estranged brother, Prince Harry, marking what royal experts describe as a significant personal loss for the heir to the throne. The Prince of Wales, 43, who remains largely silent about his specific plans for the monarchy, will not include Harry in his vision for the future, according to royal commentator Jenny Bond. "I don't think Harry figures in William's plans at all," Bond explained, highlighting the dramatic shift in the brothers' relationship since Harry stepped down from royal duties in 2020. The former BBC royal correspondent revealed that Harry would have served as William's crucial support system during his reign. It is a very sad situation because Harry was his wingman, and would have been the brother he could rely on when he takes on the very heavy responsibility of being king, Bond told The Mirror. She noted that Harry's role would have mirrored that of Princess Anne's current position with King Charles. Harry would have had an extremely senior role and been the sibling, friend, supporter and sounding board that the Princess Royal is now to her brother King Charles, Bond stated. The expert described this absence as a great loss for William, but one which I think he has now accepted. Jenny Bond believed William will sorely miss the counsel his brother may have provided him as king. Getty Williams' approach to kingship will reflect his desire to modernise the monarchy whilst tackling practical issues. Bond noted that the Prince of Wales wanted to do his job with a small r, describing this as a tiny phrase but full of meaning. She explained that William will continue his father's approach of being more than a figurehead or patron, but grappling instead with the nuts and bolts of social issues that need fixing and trying to help interested parties come up with practical solutions. The expert added, William wouldn't be human if he hadn't thought long and hard about his future role as king and how he will approach it. The Prince of Wales is also expected to bring other family members into more prominent positions, with his cousin Zara Tindall tipped for an expanded role. The 44-year-old daughter of Princess Anne could take on royal racing matters, according to Bond. Like her mother, she lives and breathes horses. She's also extremely glamorous and well-liked, and it would be a perfect fit, the expert explained. Bond suggested this would suit William and Catherine, who are not particularly interested in the racing world, though they would still trot along to Ascot from time to time. She added, they'd always be sure of a bit of fun and a giggle with Zara and Mike. Elsewhere, the Prince and Princess of Wales have marked Armed Forces Day with a video tribute showing their various recent military engagements. Commemorations were led today by a message from the royal family's official social media, which highlighted senior royals' contributions to the armed forces. However, Prince Harry was notably missing from the message, despite serving 10 years in the British Army, including 2 tours of Afghanistan. Family, let's continue to uplift Harry and Meghan. Let's keep telling their story, supporting their initiatives, and standing up to the lies and smears that continue to flow from the British tabloid machine. Let's make sure that the world knows exactly who the Sussexes are. Leaders, visionaries, and beacons of love and hope. Thank you so much for listening today, and if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Show some love by giving this video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your comments down below. I love hearing from you all. And if you feel moved to support this channel and help us keep shining a light on the truth, consider donating through Super Thanks. Every bit helps us keep going strong, and it means the world to us. Together, we are rewriting the narrative. We are showing the world that integrity and love will always win over jealousy and outdated institutions. Stay blessed, stay strong, and as always, we ride with the Sussexes. See you in the next one.